Welcome back to Debra Lynn Bel Canto. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Now, last week we were talking about how we're designed to amplify sound without any force. These next few sessions, I'm going to dig a little deeper into the bel canto breathing, because ultimately this piece of the puzzle is the engine that drives the whole thing. Today, what I'd like to address is something I call your inner timing. Now we're going to bring back the magic head, but sort of in a simplified way. Each of these green dots reflects a part of every note you sing. And as you'll see, they're happening in 3 different parts of the body. So we go down here to the throat, to the laryngeal mechanism, your larynx or your vocal folds, and they are responsible for making every tone or pitch that you sing. And in speech, it actually helps us with our inflection. So there's still pitch or tone when we talk. It's just that we're not elongating that like we do when we sing. Now, if we come up higher in the mechanism, we are back to what we call the pharyngeal mechanism, or the pharyngeal wall that we talked about when we were speaking to the point of suspension. The pharyngeal mechanism is responsible for every single vowel that you make. It is where the shape-shifting or morphing of the musculature happens as the brain is sending a signal as we change from syllable to syllable. Now it's doing it when we speak, but really fast. And because we speak so fast, we're kind of unaware of the fact that that muscle is moving. It's sort of like a guy on the pedals are going really fast, all right? If we come forward to the front side of the instrument, now we're going to the area we call the articulators, the lips, the teeth, and the tip of the tongue. Now, as you see, the fact that these 3 pieces of every single note we sing are happening sort of independently in other areas, what we begin to understand is why there's a problem with what we call flow mechanics, or this idea that we're thrusting or trying to push air out of our system as we sing. We'll get a little bit more into that in a second. But if you just, if you just go to a little go-to song for a second, if you pause the video and you sing and you purposely try to thrust, you'll start to hear things like tonal inaccuracy, sort of an inability to hold steady to a pitch or tone. You can feel how it doesn't exactly want to coordinate. Now, in the bel canto, because remember, we're doing this a little differently, we're going to be focusing on stabilizing our inner timing in a really interesting way. Now, if I were drawing this from thrust mechanics, I would say that the first thing that happens is the pitch or tone, right? Because the air is going to hit the vocal folds as it moves out of the body. Now we're going to catch a vowel, grab a consonant, and exit the building. And so you can feel like, especially if you're singing something slower, you'll feel this sort of awkwardness as you articulate. This, in essence, for me, is what's causing our tuning issues most predominantly, is this sort of upward thrust. Now, as I also mentioned last week, there is an exacerbation, if you will, of the collapse of the inside of your mouth. So even if you set it up beautifully on the first breath prep, and you get the room all, engaged and it's lifted, cathedral-like, if you will, and then you articulate with thrust, you'll feel the sensation of that structure coming down almost immediately. So how do we do this without all that happening? Well, again, we go to for me, initially, your focus being on this pharyngeal mechanism, pulling into the instrument, holding it more steady, the whole phrase, and then we articulate more towards that wall than out of that wall. So this is where I start to talk about something that I call imploding your consonants or onsets versus exploding them. I'm going to take you into a little exercise today to see if we can start to feel the distinction in those ways. So we're going to do this one. I affectionately call it the robot exercise, which would be the last lesson we did on expansion, right? We were starting to feel the expansion of sound going up the resonators and sort of filling them as opposed to thrusting beyond the body. So what we're going to do is take a lower pitch. And guys, you can go down the octave for me, or you can take the same one if you can. And all we're going to do is a mi, me, ma, mo, mu pattern that some of you might be used to if you've got singing teachers. So typically we would do like mi, me, ma, mo, mu. All right, so just do that a little bit. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. And you can kind of feel the vibration. You can feel the M. You can feel sort of this sort of movement happening. Let's see if we can exacerbate that. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. And now you can almost feel my sound go mi, me, ma, mo, mu towards you. So we're going to do this a little different today. We're going to go back to this idea that everything is happening behind the wall. We're going to go ahead and form the M pattern. Just do that a couple of times, because what it feels like is I'm grabbing it and holding on to it. Feel that. Now that for me is the initiation of the M itself. It's almost like I'm saying M. M, M without the EH. You notice there's no vowel frontal approach to that M. I'm just kind of going right to the vibration of it. Now, we're just going to do mi, me, ma. And we're going to go mi, me, ma. And that's it. Let's try it again. Mi, me, ma. Now you may notice I'm going to the M predominantly. I'm focusing on the buzzing of the M, holding that steady, and then opening up and releasing a vowel. I'm thinking the vowel. I'm allowing the vowel to happen, but I'm not pushing the vowel out. Now let's see if we can feel the distinction. So now this time we're going to try to actually thrust the vowel as we attack. Ready, and mi, me, ma, mo. I'll take it to the O. So you can feel it. It's like I'm opening it up. It's like neon signs. The doors are opening. And in my body, what I feel is it's more like I'm bringing it to me. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. Ready, and we're going to go up a half step. Here we go. Guys, you can be down the octave. Ready, and. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. And to myself. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. Now, what happens for me in the distinction between those two is that I'm feeling more vibrational engagement right up the nasal resonators right away. We're going to go to the advanced one on this exercise too. I call it the robot exercise in a second, but let's try this again. So we're going to go, and then let's do that one again. Ready, and mi, me, ma, mo, mu. Bravo. And take it up the half one more. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. And you start to feel sort of this vibrational reality going on inside your head. Now, we're going to hold the oo this time. All right, so here we go. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. Now notice, this time I pulled it towards me. So let's do it again. Ready, and mi, me, ma, mo, mu. And I start to get that sensation of the opening of my resonators. And as they open, that vibration gets pulled into the resonating unit, and I start to amplify or expand sound to a small degree. I'm going to try to do it a bit larger this time. All right, now, one more time. Let's go up. Let's take it up to this note. Ready, and me, me, ma, mo, moo. Just very quick, we're holding on, and up a half. Me, me, ma, mo, moo. You notice very fast, the instrument has control of the pitch, has control of the pitch, has control of the pitch, has control of the pitch. There's not a lot of wiggling around. This is the objective with this exercise. You're trying to get control super duper quick right at onset, right at the point that that articulation process happens right there in the front of the face. Now let's see if we can expand this. Let me go through it once. So it's gonna feel more this time like I'm opening it up and allowing it to go up the nasal resonators or up the front of my face, all right? So there's the focus point. So we're gonna drop back down. Ready, and me, me, ma, mo, moo. And you can kind of feel a brightness, if you will, a ringing quality to the actual vowel targets that we were hitting as we were going across there. So let's do that again. Ready, and me, me, ma, mo, moo. Bravo. Now that's going to be the game. So we're going to do like 3 or 4 patterns, and then I'm going to let you take it and see what you can do at home until we meet the next time. So here we go again. This time we're going to let it release up the nasal resonators, and then we're just going to kind of expand that sound. All right. So here we go. Ready, and same one. Me, me, ma, mo, moo. Bravo. And up a half. Me, me, ma, mo, moo. And up a half. Me, me, ma, mo, moo. Now it felt like the sound got louder, but in my body, I didn't hit the gas pedal. I didn't try to push that sound towards you. I actually just allowed that sound to expand right up my nasal resonators. So that's what I want you to play with today. And then hopefully tomorrow you'll be back and we'll give you some more interesting ways to get inside the magic of you. All right, see you soon. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm loving having you with me. Ciao bella.